Today I fricked up. Rockada000 says. Today I fricked up by breaking a $10,000 part at work. Today looked to be a standard day at work. I work in a clean room fab where my company manufactures semiconductors on 200mm silicone wafers. It's an highly iterative process that requires fine-tuned machines, specific airflow, and a multitude of different processes that do different things to the wafer. It's incredibly important that the environment and the machines necessary to do the job are in proper condition. These wafers are worth a ton of money. A full set of 25 can have a value of high 5 figures to low 6 figures easy. That means the machines that make them need to be in the best condition, which means regular preventative maintenance. That's where I come in. I'm a maintenance technician for my area that works on the tools to make sure they are in proper working order. I won't go into too much detail, but there's a certain toolset that's easy enough to manage, but if you're not careful certain parts can break very easily. That's what happened with me. There was an error on a chamber that my lead wanted me to check out. I went over to the tool and saw that some parts went bad. I've worked on these chambers countless times for regularly scheduled preventative maintenance, so I figured, since I was there, I might as well replace the parts. I accidentally slipped while trying to remove the fragile parts and ended up breaking an edge ring where the wafer would sit during process. This part was no longer a foot in diameter and a few millimeters thick and is incredibly brittle. This part costs $10,000 to replace. I was already under some stress this week due to another mistake I made a couple days ago during the last 15 minutes of my shift. I didn't help that my area was understaffed and we've had a lot going on this week. My lead isn't upset. He didn't even expect me to open up the chamber just to note that we were looking into it. We have too much going on right now and need to prioritize other work. This week has not been my week at all. This is my last day here this week, however, so in another 6 hours I can finally take my leave and come back renewed not to make these kinds of mistakes again. Too long. Didn't read. While working I ended up slipping, which caused me to break a $10,000 part for something I didn't actually need to work on in the first. Vrithenvrewa says. I'm a maintenance technician. Today I fricked up. It's just another Wednesday, dude. We've all done it. Learn from it. Don't do it again. All you can do. If you're working on industrial equipment, you are going to break shit. Just don't break the same things the same ways. Find new, interesting ways to frick up. It will teach you how to better do your job. Byams Guy says. Don't feel terrible, it's right off. They'll just write it off. Eldwin says. $10k part in your fab. Rookie numbers. Let me know when you break a $30k injector during routine maintenance and your manager starts sending out emails to the whole staff telling people to stop breaking shit. As another Redditor currently sitting in a wafer fab clean room, I'll say this. 1. Whether you do your job well or not, or even at all, no one's life is at stake. You're not a surgeon, it's fine for things to go wrong. It's not that serious. 2. This is an expensive lesson that your company will undoubtedly be looking at as a learning experience and will move on from easily. 3. This company makes billions of dollars. Each FUP is worth tens to over $100,000. The $10k from that mistake you made was recuperated before you stopped cursing that you made the mistake. 4. We're overworked and underpaid chronically. These things happen when you put people in high stress environments with shifts that are several hours too long. Stforbda says. You mean, upon inspection, that part needed to be replaced because it was already damaged, right? Fenwich says. I've broken two $15,000 auto pilots and contributed to the destruction of a 50,000 carbon fiber fuselage that had probably 40 hours of testing on it. Stuff gets broken when you're working with expensive equipment. Expensive stuff gets broken. Don't feel too bad. It may even become a joke or talking point with your coworkers. D4M089 says, don't worry about it. Everyone makes mistakes. It's like the big world version of Are You a Robot checks. If you can say you've up, hopefully much smaller things on the regular, at least once a month, then you are human. Yours was also a ref up of something known to be fragile. They will have factored in costs for replacements and accidents into business plans. Some other people the world over have made much more costly F-ups. Plenty of design failures that end up with worldwide recalls etc. This was minimal in the grand scheme of things. H3 at shot Fox 77 says, if it makes you feel any better, I had a guy at work make a bad call and destroy a $600k ESP zone. Cost another $400k to install the new one. Dat Ghost says, I'll raise you and make most everyone feel better. At my place of work we move a lot of vehicles, avoiding identifiers here. One day we were moving one of them, and certain parts that make it towable weren't disconnected as they should have been, and well, while taking a turn, said parts decided they no longer wanted to be a part of the land of the living, and broke everything around them. Damages get assessed over the next few days. Management comes out and tells us it's the most expensive up in the area I work's history. $3 million USD minimum of damage. r/today I fricked up. Automata Scenario says, today I fricked up by asking my boyfriend to crack me like a walnut. I have pretty bad chronic pain and often have it concentrated in some pressure point areas. A few days ago I had to carry some pretty heavy boxes for an event, and now my upper arms have been aching for quite some time in a specific spot. Fast forward to today, and my boyfriend has just done a 10 kilometers run and is very pleased with his progress and how muscular his legs look. He proceeds to say, man, I could crack open a walnut with these, after which I make the grave mistake of telling him to crack me like a walnut. I curl up in a little ball with my arms on the outside, and he proceeds to squeeze his legs around me. Right on both my ashy arms. I was briefly incapacitated and just lay there for a while before mustering the strength to slowly lift an arm and then realizing I can't stretch either of them at all. I'm now lying in bed with T-Rex hands typing this up. Too long. Didn't read. I asked my boyfriend to crack me like a walnut between his legs and proceeded to be incapacitated for several minutes. Joel with the monkey says, I'm losing my mind. As someone with chronic pain, what did you think was gonna happen? Lol. r/today I fricked up. Samania Emotions 1122 says, today I fricked up moving and hurting my kids. So this happened a month and a half ago, the moving part, but I got told today just how much they are hurting. I moved out of state from my kids, 14F, 15 meters, for a great job opportunity and my partner who is military. It was a hard decision to make, but with their dad and other family support, I thought it'd be hard but okay. So wrong. I'm more depressed than ever. My kids are so hurt that when I do come back, made the decision 2 weeks ago to move back. They only want to be with me on weekends. I understand their hurt and probably some distrust in me, and I'll support their decision, but I'm heartbroken. I fed hardcore and will live with this regret forever. I know these are normally humorous F-ups, just had to get it out. Too long. Didn't read. I moved away from my kids over a month ago, and now when I move back, they only want to see me on weekends. International Figure 270 says, talking to them may help. They should be old enough to understand how you're feeling, and there's probably other reasons other than the move which is causing them to ghost you. r/today I fricked up. Tub Zero Gatero says, today I fricked up / I messed with the algorithm and I'm losing. Hi, I'm an Italian guy and this information only serves to justify my poor English. For some time now, video compilations of images have begun to appear on it that should scare anyone with a certain phobia. Pictures aren't usually terribly scary, so I decided to find out more about these videos by watching them for myself. There is a problem: I underestimated everything. I threw the phone against the wall with the video on, and to resume it without looking at it again I threw a shoe on the phone. The biggest problem is that now the ad and Instagram algorithm have turned against me. Now they know my fears and can exploit them to their advantage by placing random images on the homepage. I'm afraid to open a social network. Too long. Didn't read. I searched for phobia image compilations. I underestimated everything, and now I'm full of these videos on the homepage. Lucky_Ducker says, the ad algorithm doesn't seem to have much of a long-term memory. Just start watching silly cat videos or whatever you're actually into, and the phobia material will pretty quickly go away. Zxunsinx says, I really dislike how it starts spamming my homepage with topics that I only searched up a couple of times just because I was curious. I feel like everything I watch is constantly because analysis, which it is. Because of that, I often find myself avoiding certain videos. I can't browse it freely without feeling judged. The algorithm is too aggressive. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.